Shalom, 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 shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakwadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video, Who Shall Be Able to Teach Others Also? It's not a question, it's a statement. Who shall be able to teach others also? This is from 2 Timothy 2, verse 2. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start from 1. I don't have any precepts lined up. I was gonna line up some precepts, but I'm just gonna go in the spirit, which is a little bit more difficult because you gotta, come up with precepts off the fly instead of, a lot of you guys, you set up 20 precepts and you have them all lined up and you throw them out there quick. He had a snap in my finger. Yeah, that brother deep. It doesn't necessarily mean he's deep. It just means that he put his script together. So sometimes I used to do that, but sometimes you might put 3, 4 precepts together and then the spirit takes over. So I'm just going with the spirit. I'm gonna see where the spirit's gonna lead me. And this is this video is based upon a comment. And I'm gonna read the comment in a minute. The importance of being a teacher. The Most High sent us down here to be teachers, to push this, especially to the 144,000 and the elect, starting with the 144,000. I don't know where I fit it up in there, but I hope I'm one of the elect. The Apostle Peter said, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. Making full proof of thy ministry. At the end of the day, when you come into this circle, if you are a part of GMS, you expected, let's deal with a guy that's been in this thing for a year. I expect you to know all the breakdowns. If I say I go through the line. Let's say I say Zechariah, whatever. Zechariah 14, what does that mean? What does that whole chapter mean? Or what does Zechariah 14 and 12 mean? Give me all the scriptures on, this is a guy that came in for a year. It should be 6 months, all right? Because you're supposed to cram all this information up in you. Give me all the precepts on the chariots. When I mean chariots, the so-called UFOs. Give me all the precepts. Daniel chapter 8. Give me the whole breakdown of Daniel chapter 8. And I don't want to see you go in your book bag and look for notes or anything like that. Just give me the breakdown. Daniel 12. What does Daniel 12, chapter 12, from verse 1 to verse none to the very last verse? What does that mean? What does that whole chapter mean? When I first came into school and I came to High Priest Ariad's class, that's all he did. Ariad didn't give you no scriptures on brotherhood. We're going to teach about how to be a good brother, how to be a good husband to you. He didn't teach all that. He didn't teach none of that stuff. That's for somebody else. Okay, we're going to show you how to deal with your wives and all this. He knew the scriptures, but Ariad's thing is the breakdowns. The theological terminology is hermeneutics. Extra Jesus, I call it extra cheeses. Extra cheese that. Hermeneutics mean, other people using that term that I use. Hermeneutics is not necessarily a biblical, theological term. It just is another way, a fancy way of saying etymology. And etymology is a fancy way of saying root words. You get these breakdowns by going into root words. Let's pull this word out. Okay, there's a Greek word meaning this. Or let's pull this out. There's a Hebrew word meaning that. So you get a better understanding of the scriptures. And you got to study this thing. But the main thing is you got to know, and this is what High Priest Ariel said. He said, you got to know all the breakdowns. You got to know you got to be able to interpret all of the prophetic scriptures. Well, he said this. He said, in the book of Genesis, you got to be able to understand, break down, interpret Genesis 1, Genesis 2, Genesis 3, Genesis 4, Genesis 5. Genesis 6 on is pretty much, you don't need nobody to really break it down to you, but somebody will guide you. But Genesis 1, somebody has to break it down to you. Genesis 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then from 6 on, it pretty much goes into 6, chapter 10. It goes into the genealogies. It goes into from the 6th, 5th going into the 6th, 6th going to 7 goes into the ark, Noah, his 8 sons, his 3 sons, repeople the earth. One of a main law, and the laws were already there, but they weren't set in stone. The laws were set in stone by given to Moses. What else? Got to learn Deuteronomy 28 is very important. That proves that we're the Israelites. That points straight to us. What else? Then you got the prophetic books. You got Joel. Joel 1, Joel 2, Joel 3. You got Obadiah. You need somebody to break that down to you, interpret that to you. Like I said, Joel, Amos, you need Obadiah, Jeremiah. Now, certain chapters in Jeremiah are pretty much historical, but the prophetic parts, mainly Jeremiah 49, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Isaiah. There's certain historical events that took place with Isaiah, but there's certain prophetic events. Isaiah, these are some of the main ones. Isaiah 13, 14, 34, 66, 65. What else? Help me out here. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and the rest of them, and then Revelation. The whole 22 chapters of Revelation. Some of them, the first 3 chapters are pretty much self. You can get the understanding on your own. But then when it goes into the prophecies, it starts pretty much at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 22. It's all prophetic. That's why these churches, especially the Black church, they don't touch Revelation. They don't touch prophecy, period. The Black church does not touch prophecy, period. It's very rare that you see some so-called Black church going into any prophetic books, because they don't understand prophecy. They just yell and scream. David did this and he picked up the stone, and in the name of God, I'm going to knock your head off, Goliath. And then Jake and the church then they have a praise break. The Black church is the biggest joke on the planet Earth. That's a topic right there. The Black church is the biggest joke on the planet Earth. I mean, that's why nobody gets the Black church is not a threat. That's why the Black church is not in the Southern Poverty Law Center, because the Black church is not a church. The Black church is not a threat. The Black church is the biggest joke on the planet Earth. When I say the Black church, I'm talking about all of them. All of them. Now, there's some that are more a little bit more intellectually minded than the others. Baptist, joke. Methodist, joke. Pentecostal, that's for them Latin tribes. Ephraimites, that's a major joke. That's a major joke. Roman Catholicism, that's mostly the Latin tribes are into that, man. So our people are really fucked up. And you ain't gonna wake up all the people, man. Matthew 10 says you will not, I'm merely paraphrasing, you will not be able to go through all the cities until I come. Meaning, like Bishop Nathaniel, he's trying to, he's like the common San Diego of Hebrew Israelism. He's trying to go all over the world. I'm going to Nigeria, I'm going to China, I'm going all over the goddamn place. And nothing ever really pans out. Look, the web, especially the YouTube, as the Apostle Gabar used to say, the YouTube, the web does our heavy lifting. All these people woke up because of the web, not because of us. If you waited till we came to every place to set up something, and all the camps, all the GMS camps that are set up and established, we ain't met. 90% of them we ain't never even met. There was some of them that we met that came out. Like I went out to Texas, for example. They came out a bunch of times. They was out here this weekend. It was no big deal. It's no big deal. It's just like the Jersey camp. They come once every couple months. Hey, Shalom, what's happening? We don't gotta have no high holy day for these guys. They just come out. If they come out, they come out. No big deal, But I'm ranting. But anyway, let me just read these precepts here, and I'm gonna read this comment that was put up by Paul Kersey, because he's trying to figure this thing out. He knows the scriptures, though. He knows the scriptures. And I pray he's one of the elect as well. 2 Timothy 2, verse 1. Thou, therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushai. This is the Apostle Paul speaking to Timothy, not Timothy speaking to the church. And the things that thou hast heard of me. Now this is an epistle that was given to anyone that reads it, that's an Israelite, that's a part of the hopefully elect. We say hopefully elect, right? Any of you that come into this fold, look, you got people that watch the video for entertainment reasons only. They look at a particular topic. Like I did this one topic and I put in 3 white women kiss the apostles' feet. And then all of a sudden, everybody came to that page, man. I got all kind of hits. You do a regular, basic video, they're not gonna really watch it. It's a topic that leads you to watching these videos because people watch these videos to be people watch these videos to get entertained. Now, the ones of you that come into the fold, that join the camp, we expect you to know the whole Bible. We expect you to know how to read. And we expect you to know a lot of the Bible, a lot of the breakdowns, because if you are part of the camp, you got to be pre-qualified. It's just like, amateur boxer. He might have 100 fights, and he says, "I'm gonna go pro." You expect him to do big things because he already knows how to box because he was in the amateur ranks. These top world champions, these young bucks coming up, the Shakur Stevensons and the Hennies, uh, and the um, Javanta, the Javantas, and these guys coming up. You know, go back in the day to Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather. All these top guys that are super. You know, they're great fighters, not just fighters. They're great. And just because you win a world title doesn't make you a great fighter. There's some great fighters out there that never got a world title. What was this dude's name from a Mexican brother out of Texas named Rocky Suarez? Great fighter, never won a title. Came short of winning a title, but guess what? He's a great fighter. Just because you're a champion doesn't make you a great fighter. What makes you a great fighter is you win a champion of that weight class. You might unify. You might get all the belts, and then you'll clean out the division. Then you go to the next division. You clean that out. You go to the next division. You clean that out. You go to Canelo. Canelo is a great fighter, even though he ain't fight. Even though he's ducking certain people, which makes sense. That's why you have a management team. There's certain people that got your ticket, got your number. Floyd is great. Oscar De La Hoya, great. Mike Tyson, great. Anyway, so when you come into this, you supposed to damn near be a teacher already. But we might start you out as a reader. But you in this thing 6 months, a year, damn sure if you're in this thing 5 years, you know everything. You know what we know. You know more than what we know. That's how deep you're supposed to be in this thing. You know, this thing with the marching, Bishop Nathaniel with the marching all over the place. Now, do all those guys know the scriptures? You're supposed to grow. The job is to be a teacher. Okay, so let me go ahead and read on. Second verse. And the things that thou hast heard of me, meaning me teaching you. And Paul is not just talking to Timothy, he's talking to everyone in the circle. Among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Teach what? The 100% truth. The 100% truth. Oh, let me read more. Let me read some more. Bear me for a minute. This is Second Timothy 2. Yeah, the books of Timothy's a lot of instruction. Let me keep reading. And I'm gonna give you that I'm gonna read that comment to you. Because me and Paul Kersey been going back and forth about whether you should have 100% a part of the truth. Not all of us have part of the truth. A guy that's in a camp that's teaching, I don't care if he's in ISUBK, IUIC, GMS, any of the major camps, even the other camps that are diligent brothers. Our names just kind of stick out, Sakari. The question is, are all those members supposed to know as much as a let's deal with Sakari. Let's deal with Chief High Priest Grand Poobah Al-Azhar. He'll be out there in Atlanta, the street in Atlanta, and he might have 200 guys behind him. And he's hitting them precepts. He got Hassad, brother Hassad, close to on his side, bringing out them precepts, you know? And they going in. And then you got these guys, you got 250 guys. It went from 200 to 250. Now it's 300 guys all across the street. They just standing out there. Some guys Some guys got nine mils on their chest. Some of them got them on the side arm, and even some of them got long guns, AR, AK-47s. So are all those guys? Do all those guys know what you know, Chief Priest? That's his title, Chief Priest Alizar. Do all those guys know what you? Well, he only been in this thing for a year. Well, guess what? A year, he should know everything that you know. He should know everything that you know, and maybe even more. He might have came across a couple of precepts that you never even went to. Oh, God, oh man, the Spurs working with this brother. There's even a precept on that. It says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach." If you're a soldier, you're working for the army, right? And you don't get off the battlefield until the commander tells you to get it, until the war is over. So who are these guys that I'm talking about? You 90 92 Israelites, the one Westers from back in the day. You guys haven't been out there in a couple of years. You show you make appearances and then you disappear. You go back into your cubbyhole. That's the Lord is not dealing with you, man. Give diligence to make that call in an election sure. What does it mean to be diligent? Being on fire, always out there, always putting out videos. No man that warreth, no man that warreth. What war are you fighting in? A spiritual war. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 4 on down. This is a spiritual war. We're knocking spiritual things down, which are the lies. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. You can't be a Floyd Mayweather fighting these big fights and then go teach. LeBron James can't do that. You can't do it. And first of all, if you did do it, you're going to get blacklisted, blackballed, because you're going against Esau's system. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to what? To be a soldier, a spiritual soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, what does that mean, Paul Kersey? What does it mean by masteries? Yet is he not crowned except he strive lawfully. Let's deal with the word masteries.
Strong's G 4737, Stephanao.
To encircle with a crown, to crown the victor in a contest, to adorn, to honor. The victor, the winner in a contest, is the one that, the guy that gets a gold medal in the Olympics, that's the guy that was grinding, man. He's out there working out, eating the right foods, doing what he's supposed to do. Really, if you see a guy that's in the Olympics, a boxer, and he wins a gold medal, or he does well, he wins a silver medal, he's up there. Trust me, when he turns pro, they got guys already coming to him. Look, man, we're gonna give you $1 million to sign with us, and we're gonna make sure you get X, Y, Z, and you definitely gonna get the title. We got the best trainer for you. And then they get the management team, and they know how to build a man up. And then he wound up being a world champion. Then he goes up in weight. He wins championships in that. So he gets that crown. He gets that crown in the form of the belt, in the form of the money. But why does he do that? Because he's diligent about that. Because part of the masteries is understanding these scriptures and teaching, not marching down the street, not looking good. They said we're going to prophesy in sackcloth, right? but pushing this word. That's the most important thing. This is we're not doing this for show. This is not entertainment, all right? And by the way, when you look up the word entertainment, the word translates into the word distraction. You know, like somebody says, keep them entertained, keep them entertained. And then they telling you jokes and all that. That's to distract you. So, and then you're like, well, what's up? What's this guy doing? Oh, he'll be here. He'll be here. That's entertainment, man. Marching down the street is nothing but entertainment. All those men got to be on the same level. Let me come on. Let me come on back. Rocking fringes is not gonna get you in the kingdom, man. Where your fringes at, brother? And they ask you where your fringes at. You say, where's your phylacteries at? And if a man also strive for masteries, you want to become the next LeBron James, the next Kobe. Kobe was a freak. Kobe was a freak for the game. LeBron James is a freak for the game. You see his sons? There's one son, what was that? His name Brody. I don't know if that's his nickname or whatever. Brody James. I believe he's still in high school. Look, LeBron James is building up a basketball dynasty. Yet is he not crowned except he strive lawfully. The husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruit. Who are the fruit? Who are the fruit? The people that we teach, that we build up. Anyway, let me go from here. Let me go to the and this is like a question building up from other videos of me and Paul Kersey going head to head. Because his thing is, there's some people that don't have the whole truth. Because I've been getting on him about the charagma. He knows that the charagma, the MOTB is the charagma. And he's basically being an apologist for Bishop Nathaniel and the rest of the leadership of the IUIC. So he knows it. Why he's with them, I don't even understand. Paul Kersey for GMS, Apostle Tahar. So is every camp required to have 100% truth? And the answer is yes. 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 If you have part of the truth, you're supposed to be working diligently to get 100% truth. And does the Most High give 100% truth to every single group or man? If they're part of the elect, eat this roll, go out to teach the children of Israel. You can't teach the children of Israel unless you digest 100% of the roll. And I put in Khan, and he never came back. Let me read it again. Apostle Tahar. So is every camp required to have 100% truth? Yes, they are. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If they don't have 100% truth, they better damn sure be on their way to getting 100% truth. If you in our camp for 6 months to a year, I expect you to know everything through the power and grace of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Hawashai Ba'ashem Kakwadash. And does the Most High give 100% truth to every single group or man? Yes, if they're part of the elect, especially if they're part of 144,000. He sealed them. He gave them the whole truth. Okay, so we back here. Let me read this again. 2 Timothy 2, verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men. Faithful men. That's why you got to vet these guys who shall be able to teach others also. Teach what? The whole truth, 100% truth, everything. Ask them about what does Revelation 13, verse 16 mean, or 15, 16, 17, 18 mean? Every camp's supposed to answer it the same way, not 5 different answers. Oh, it's talking about sin, brother. Well, GMS, don't listen to GMS. Them guys are bums. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. 1 Corinthians 14, verse 19. Yet in the church is a elect. I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue. So you can read that whole chapter. In these wacky tacky churches, they say it's just speaking, sound like a broken motorboat. The church is the biggest joke on the planet Earth. They don't have the truth, and they're bigging up their game by watching us. Them preachers, they get their sermons, they watch us. Oh, I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna twist this, and I'm gonna do this, and so such and such and so and so. Okay, where am I gonna go with this? I got a whole list of scriptures right here that I can easily go to. Bear me. Okay. What direction I'm going to go with this? Oh, you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. That's 1 John 2, verse 20. Let me skip over to 2 Timothy. All right, let's go to 2 Timothy. Let's stick with Timothy for a little bit. 2 Timothy 4, 22 verses long. Okay, it says preach the word in the headline, preach the word, right? When it says preach the word, what does that mean? It means preach 100% of the word. You cannot teach this word unless you have 100%, unless it's digested. That's why the Most High said, and I go back to Ezekiel 3, really Ezekiel chapter 2 and 3. It says, eat this roll and go out and teach the sons of Israel. When you eat something, you digest it. You ever see the hot dog eating contest at Coney Island on 4th of July? Joey Chestnut, the reigning champ. But when you eating them hot dogs, when the clock stops, if you got half a hot dog in your mouth, you ain't at it. You got to digest all 60 hot dogs, 70 hot dogs. Same thing with the word. You can't have half of the pages of the book sticking out your mouth. You got to eat this word. You got to digest it. It's got to be in you, which is in you all, the comforter. So, okay, we're in 2 Timothy 4. We're going to start at the first verse. I charge thee, therefore, before the Most High and the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom, preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Okay, now you know what? What does it mean by that? It means be out there on the highways and the byways in the wintertime and the springtime. Because the Lord compares this truth of us teaching as farmers. But instead of using farming tools, we're using spiritual farming tools. That's why the Lord said in Luke, one of my favorite scriptures, Luke, what is that? Luke 9:62. If you turn thy back on the plow, you will not fit for the kingdom. What plow is it talking about? I don't have a plow. I don't own a plow. It's talking about a spiritual plow, meaning when you come into this work, you got to tend to the farm. You're a husbandman now. If you say I'm not gonna, and being a farmer, on Sabbath, you can rest, but you got everything in order. So there's a day of rest, and then you go back to farming. You can't say, well, I'm not gonna farm. I need a break. I'm not gonna farm for 2 months. Guess what? Your farm is gonna go to hell. That's why you have children that's gonna farm with you. Normally, farmers have children; they become farmers. And farmers, farmers in the Midwest, they're millionaires. They're multi-millionaires. Anyway, it says, second verse, preach the word. And the word preach means prophesy. Be instant, be ready, in season, out of season. So IUIC, they take winters off. If you're in a cold climate, we're going to take the winters off. Well, that's not 100% truth. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Now, why do you guys go to these churches? Because you're rebuking them and you're reproving them concerning the true doctrine. Then, but one you guys go off because you don't have 100% truth. Like I said, you wouldn't dare say you got 100% truth. Bishop Nathaniel wouldn't dare say he got 100% truth. He wouldn't dare say that because he don't. That's why you ask that question. Do everybody got to have 100% truth in all the groups? That's a weak statement, a weak question. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Oh, the MOTB is the church. It's sin. It's an embargo. Anybody that's following, anybody that teaches that, the spirit ain't working with them guys. And like I said, the most I set you other groups up to be stumbling blocks. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Now you can bring out some of these key words here, root words. Basically means I'm going to go to the guy that I like the way he teaches. Or the pastor, he sure preached good. He said, what did he say? I don't know what he said, but he sure preached good. You clowns in the churches, you go there just to have a good time, just to wake your ass up. Let's read a little bit more. 4th verse. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, because the truth is a whole. There's no such thing as a portion of the truth. And when you go to court, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? So if you tell 95% of the truth and you leave something out, guess what? Your whole testimony is thrown out. And you could be charged for contempt of court. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. Oh, Tazadakia. He said he was a God-sent comforter. And those people, because they were not sound in the doctrine, they just ate it up. That church is in a pitiful state. They don't go out and teach. They don't do YouTube videos. That ICGJC, that's not even on the Southern Poverty Law Center. You're doing something if you in the Southern Poverty Law Center, you're doing something. You're doing big things. They're nowhere near the Southern Poverty Law Center. Fifth verse. But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of a what? Of an evangelist. Make full proof of thy ministry. So how do we make full proof of our ministry? By going on YouTube. Now them other Facebook and Clubhouse, basically, you know what happens? You get a lot of unbelievers, you get a lot of skeptics, you get a lot of scoffers, you get a lot of people that get entertained, and it's a big bowl of gumbo, spiritual gumbo. Like I was watching, I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I was watching part of this thing with WAC 100 and the Israelites versus the NOI. And basically what was going on was they were arguing. Now, you know, Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazak was trying to teach. I said, you don't teach those guys. You mean to tell me they don't know nothing about YouTube? They never saw a Hebrew Israelite video? They saw that. Look, all eyes are on the Hebrew Israelites. That's why all they do is talk about us. You know what? Let me prove that. Let me prove that. So I'm right here in see, I'm taking these scriptures and I'm spreading them out. I'm doing a lot of talking, but it's all good. Okay, let me go to Sarnetta. Sarnetta. Okay, Sarnetta TV. So let me click on it. There's all everything that has to do with the Black consciousness community, right? Let's look at some of the titles here. Okay, look at that. Israel. This is all black. This is all everything Black consciousness, right? The 42 negative confessions and all this, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, we Black Africans and Kemite and all this. Let me see something. Okay, this individual right here that passed, he was part of the Mona Israelites. Okay, right here, Zion Lex, Israelite, Old Testament only. I don't know if he deals with the New Testament. Napar Shadar, you know, the sister, she supposedly came out of part of IUIC, but she got disenchanted. But it says what? It says, discuss Kemet and Israel, how much of Kemet is in the Bible. So Israel's mentioned, Q Butter. If this is a brother from Brooklyn, a cool brother, he's coming from the heart. He actually opened up a school. If that's him, you know what? Let me make sure, because I think there's somebody else with almost the same name. And they turned this nigga into a demon, a genie, and the word genie means jinn, which means demon. Let me see if I'm talking about the same. Okay, this brother right here, young brother, he actually opened up a school for children, man. That's why he got with Sarnetta. He didn't like what Sarnetta was rolling with. He said F Sarnetta, right? But somehow he got back. So hey, good brother, you know. But so what's the he's making a difference, all right? Q Butter, Israelites, 5%ers, Black Muslims, and Christians. Who's education? Who's educating the babies? Now you notice it said the first thing, Israelites is always going to take the forefront. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just proving the point that they can't keep the whole Israelite thing out of their mouth because we got the truth. Look at it. Okay, Q put a black. And this is just some hot, messy gumbo. Okay, Elder Quanar, he's out of his mind. I respect Hebrews that keep it real. Fake Hebrews get mad because they want to keep the lie going, whatever that means. Hebrews going crazy. I don't even know what this is all about. This is the apostle. I guess this brother remind me of my cousin Yohannabar. That's Yohannabar. Let me see. I Captain Tazariak, represent ISUPK. How to spot out a fake Hebrew Israelite. On this guy, let me put it on this guy. This guy with the bear me. Bear with me.
On here talking about you'll eat my food, brother. Don't tag me on Facebook. You're not.
Okay, this is outside the cube. Sometimes he has flames, horn flames coming up. Now he got a cat on his head. I don't know what his problem is. But he's an atheist. But I heard the Most High allowed me to hear him say this, that he used to be part of one of the Israelite, one West camps. I don't remember what camp he was. I don't think he even said that, but he said he was an Israelite. But he became disenchanted. Well, look at him now. He's got a cat on top of his head. Sometimes he got flames of fire in the form of horns coming out of him. We don't know what happened to this man.
Not ready, my friend. But I do like that you're up here.
And he's got an uncanny ability to get people riled up. So I showed you that, right? If you go to Vocab's page, Vocab, go to all the videos, 90% of them are going to be Hebrew Israelism, Hebrew Israelites, GMS, ISUPK, IUIC, because we have the truth. We have the truth. I'm a little all over the place, but that's all right. I didn't plan anything. So let's come back over here. I just wanted to prove that point. These people, if they just taught what they taught, their Kemetic thing or Vocab taught his Christian thing, he wouldn't have nobody watch. Nobody would watch him, man. He has to put Hebrew Israelites in that thing. So let's come back. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Let's look up the word evangelist.
Strong's G 2099. Euangelistes. Euangelistes.
Yo on Gilead means gospel, right? So Lucy means to push the gospel. A bringer of good news, the good tidings, meaning the gospel. Yo on Gilead. So let me listen to that again.
Strong's G 2099. Euangelistes. Evangelists.
Evangelion means gospel, and stes means, loosely translated, a pusher of the gospel. So an evangelist is a pusher of the gospel, a bringer of the gospel, good news, good tidings. That's in Isaiah 61. An evangelist, which is a pusher of the gospel. You come into this, your job is to not know the truth, but to push the truth, that others might learn also. The name given to the NT, New Testament, heralds. Now the word heralds mean prophets of salvation through Hamashiach, meaning New Testament. If you're only Old Testament, you're not a herald, you're not a prophet. And none of the Old Testament Hebrews, none of them know the prophetic. I'm not talking about the New Testament. I'm talking about the Old Testament. You have Jeremiah, you have Isaiah, you have Ezekiel. None of them know those breakdowns. But then you're going to be forced to go in the New Testament. Because what's mostly in Revelation is in the book of Daniel 7, or in Isaiah, or Jeremiah. The name given to the New Testament heralds or New Testament prophets, we call ourselves the New Testament prophets, or the heralds of salvation. And salvation is not here. I'm saved in the blood of Jesus. No, you're not. Salvation means you're going to be delivered when the Lord comes back, or delivered through the Messiah, Hamashiach, who are not apostles. All right. In other words, you could be a teacher, you can be a prophet, and it really it's talking about the apostles too, because we all push the gospel. The very meaning of that word, let me let you hear it again.
Strong's G 2099. Evangelists.
Evangelion means the gospel, or the good news or good tidings, and the stes means the pusher of the gospel. So that applies to the apostles too. The apostle Paul is obviously an apostle. He gave it to Timothy and others, and they became what? Evangelists. They got the order from the apostles, and they went out and did what the apostles did. And the apostles are doing that too. They're pushing the gospel. Okay, let me come back over here. I'm spreading this like butter, y'all. Let me come back. Oh, watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist. That means push this work, don't take no breaks. You're not working for yourself, you're working for the Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're doing his will. The Apostle Paul said he referred to himself as a prisoner of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. He referred to himself and his brothers as yoke fellows. Yoke meaning what? You're out there plowing. Make foolproof of thy ministry, for I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at an end, meaning he was sentenced to death. They sent the Romans under the time period when Nero Caesar was up there. That's this guy. That's Trump. Trump is Nero Caesar. That's definitely Nero Caesar. Well, can you prove that? No, it's through the Spirit. Flesh and blood have not revealed it to me. That's why this man ain't getting locked up. That's Nero. You don't lock up no Nero Caesar. Now, if they do lock him up, guess what? Them good old boys, they're gonna tear this country down. Trust me. Trust me. They're gonna be all kind of hell going on in this country. This place is ready to, this teetering fence. Where's that at? Let me see. Where the hell? I haven't gone through that in a while. Let me bring that back up. Okay. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. I'll put in the word fence. Okay, I believe this is it. Psalm 62, verse 3. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. A tottering fence is a fence that's about to fall. So that represents, we apply that to Esau. Babylon is a tottering fence. It's about to fall. If you don't fix it, the scriptures speak about bomb. That's in Jeremiah either 50 or 51. Bear me for a minute. Jeremiah 50. Let's try 50. Okay, heal. Let's deal with the word heal. Okay, it's not there. Let's go to 51. I believe it's got to be 51. Okay, Jeremiah 51, 8 and 9. 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Her wine is her philosophies. The people ain't feeling this philosophy, their philosophies. That's why all these countries are going bankrupt, because they're following the lead of Esau. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm. What is balm? A medication to heal you for her pain, if so be she may be healed. So politicians throw money at things. And sometimes throwing money at something doesn't help it. You got to let it go. We would have healed Babylon. So they're trying to heal Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. And that's what people, there's no benefits in this place. So they said, we might as well go, we can do bad in our own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, Revelation 18, and is lifted up even to the skies. Amos 9 and 2. Though thou mount into the heavens, thence will I bring thee down. The Lord Yahweh hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion. We are the prophets. Zion is the rest of Israel. The work of the Lord our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of kings, of the kings of the Medes, which is the Russians, for his device is against Babylon. The key nation that the Most High is going to use is a northern country, Russia. To destroy it, Babylon, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. Who's the Most High's temple? We are the Most High's temple. The temple is a people before it's a place. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. I think it's like the 19th verse. We are God's husbandmen. We are his building. So he's going to destroy Babylon because of us, because we were all caught hell in this country, and all the tribes are here. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, America. Make the watch strong. What is a watch? Us being out there teaching, Mostly what we're going to be doing is going through the prophecies. We might sound like broken records, but we're going to go through these prophetic scriptures over and over and over and over again. Set up the watchmen, prepare the ambush bushes. We're spiritual warriors. For Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwelleth upon many waters, Revelation 17, abundant in treasures. They always said, America is the richest country on the planet Earth. Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord Yahweh of hosts have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. And he hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the word by his wisdom, and he hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. And the Most High, when you go to the 19th verse, he's going to use Jacob to do it. Thou art my battle axe, thou art my weapon of war. With thee shall I smite the nations. I have fought a good fight. What fight did Paul fight? A spiritual fight. He did the work. Every opportunity he had, he was grinding, man. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, not before you come back. So Paul is most likely among us, or he have been alive in this generation. We don't know who Paul is, which the Lord Yahweh, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. So wait a minute. So Paul had to come back into this work again. And when is he going to get the crown? Go to Second Ezra's, what is that? Matter of fact, let me do this. I haven't gone through that precept in so long. I know it's in Second Ezra's. I believe it's Second Ezra's 2. Oh, Second Ezra's 2. Yep. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, that's our Lord, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads. So Ezra saw the Apostle Paul set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. I really got to go to the, let me do this. Yeah. Which I marvel at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? He said, and he saw himself in there. Ezra saw himself in there because he got a crown too. He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name is Yahweh, and the son's name is Yahweh Shai. The Most High doeth nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Revelation 7. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them? And he and giveth them palms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Man. So they already knew the Son of Man was going to come on the scene before he came on the scene. So let me read on. 47th verse. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. Then the angel said unto me, go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of Yahweh, thy Most High, thy power, thou hast seen. Okay, let me get back into the precepts. At the end of the day, catch this back. Bear with me for a minute. Bear with me for a minute. Apostles are hard. So is everyone, every camp required to have 100% truth? Yes, absolutely. And does the Most High give 100% truth to every single group or man? If they're of the elect, yes, absolutely. That's why the scriptures speak about the term elect. You look up the word elect. It's not in there 3,000 times, but elect 17 times. Most High is only dealing with the elect. Scriptures say this. Like I said, matter of fact, let me go to it. St. John, HN 14. St. John 14 and 12 and 13. I'm sorry. I read this the other day. These things have I spoken unto you, being yet present with you, but the Comforter, which is the Scriptures and the Spirit, the Holy Spirit that comes with the Scriptures to sup with you, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name. He shall teach you what all things and bring all things to your what remembrance whatsoever I have said unto you. Try this. John 14:18. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. So the Lord is spoken of in the book. He's in the volume of the book. Psalm 40 and 7. Scripture said, I will sup with you. Revelation 3:19. So that's how you get built up in the spirit. You have an unction from the Holy One. Unction meaning that's from 1 John 2, verse 20. You have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. 100, all meaning 100%. If somebody says he owes you $1,000, he said, I'm gonna give you all the money, and he give you the money and it's $800. That's not 100% of the money. There's a problem there. Most High said he's gonna give us this whole truth. Give you a couple more. What is that? Hebrews 5. Is it Hebrews 5 and 12? I'll start at the 11th verse. Of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. Paul cursing, you're dull of hearing because you can't hear you can't conceive of the concept of knowing the whole book. No, it's impossible. You can't, and that's what certain scoffers say. You can't say you got 100% truth. You can say 95, but then no camp got 100. But now, where's that in the scriptures? Could you give me a scripture on that? Who was this guy that came to the camp? Don something. And when we first got on YouTube, he used to come on the comment, boy, you guys don't have 100%. I say you got 98%, but not 100. Then the dude came out to the camp and he said, I'm so and so. What the hell was this guy's name? Don something. Don Magic Wand or something like that. And I think the name, we thought it was a woman, but it was a dude. Yeah, I'm him. I forget his name. If anybody remember, please put in the comment section. It said for the duller hearing. You can't get it. If you can't get the Revelation 13:16, you're dull of hearing. Now you can pretend you know the whole book backwards and forwards. Let's look up the word dull.
Strong's G 3576. No thras. No thras.
Yeah, you have no thras. No thras. Slow, sluggish, indolent, dull, languid, slothful, Dullard, dullard, that's another word. Dullard. Hebrews 6 and 12, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them. You got to follow. If you don't know it, follow us. If we say we got 100% truth, you don't got 100% truth, follow us, then you can get 100% truth. That ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. What's the main promise? That we have this whole truth. Hebrew 5 and 11, where I'm at any daggone way. So let me just click on here. Of whom we have many things to say and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. And you can't get it because the Most High haven't opened you up to the 100% truth. For the time ye ought to be teachers, you out there teaching. What the GMS says is more going to be. What do you guys say? Then you go to stuttering. Then you make something up. Well, them guys are bums. The bums. Ye have need that one teach you again. You got to come up under the tutelage of GMS in order to get the whole truth. If you ain't down with GMS, you don't have the whole truth. Point blank, period. End of sentence. Ye have need that one teach you again. So is Bishop Nathaniel the top teacher? No. He's a guy that teaches. He basically what he does, he's a master at regurgitating what he learned from One West. That's what he is. He ain't came up with nothing new. Okay. You simple-minded you see that because you see the glitz and the glamour and the gimmicks. Need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk. You got to go back to the basics, and not of strong meat. And that's, strong meat is what? The grape doctrine, the rape doctrine. All these Israelites just, Lord said, you niggas, see, you made us look, you the worst. GMS, you the worst kid. But guess what? It was people that are not in Israel that can now see it. And then there was a female that saw it, Napasha Dah. She saw it because what did she do? She did something that you niggas didn't do. Go and research it, man. Even Brother Polite saw it and tried to convince Alazar. And Alazar couldn't see it. Alazar couldn't see it because he don't want to see it, man. Because he's caught up in his emotions and he still don't see it to this day. Brother Hassar, do you see it? Deacon Hakar, do you see it? '13 verse. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. You guys are still babes. IUIC is still babes. ISUBK are still babes. You guys are community college. We're Cambridge and what's the other one? Not Yale. We're Cambridge and Oxford. You're a community college. But strong meat, when the grape doctrine came out, you should have said, yep, that's right. It's harsh, but that's true. GMS was right on that. But you guys are going off, man. You guys are going off, man. See, you going off, man. See? Because you niggas are dullards, man. But strong meat belongeth to them. Oh, strong meat, reincarnation to vocab. When vocab heard about the reincarnation thing, he choked off it. Because why? Number one, he's an Edomite. And number two, he's not a believer any goddamn way. He teaches, this clown teaches that hell is an actual place. So recently he had a back and forth with somebody who went into the hell, and he sees it, but he doesn't want to admit it. Hell is nothing but the grave. That's all it is. It's not a place where you burn forever. See, all that old Christianity bullshit is out the window, man. Is the Israelite thing is taken over through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have exercised, have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. To what? To discern both good and evil.
Strong's G 1253. Diacrisis. Diacrisis.
A distinguishing, discerning, judging. Scripture says, study to show thyself approved, a workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Somebody asks you a question, it's a harsh question. You got to give them the straight answer. What is this one? I believe it's Malachi 3, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna close on this. Malachi 3. Okay, is this it? Okay, I believe it's this. Malachi 3, verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord Yahweh spake often one to another. How do we speak often one to another? Through the videos. And Yahweh hearkened and heard it. In a book of remembrance, I shall bring all things to your remembrance. The book of remembrance is the comforter, right? The spirit that comes with the book was written before him for them that feared Yahweh. Who are the true ones that feared Yahweh, the elect of Israel? And that thought upon his what? His name. So we got to know his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels. Hitler suppose he made a statement and he referred to Jakes as the jewels of God. And I will, so Hitler knew that we were the Israelites, and I will spare them. Oh, and they said this lie that he refused to shake Jesse Owens' hand. No, he shook Jesse Owens' hands. And he treated him good. It was, I think it was FDR, when he came back, FDR refused to shake his hand. You see how this devil lies? Because their job was to demonize me. I don't know what the whole detail of that. You got to go back into the history. But you go into this history, they mix up history, man. They make good guys look like they're bad, and bad guys look like they're good. I wasn't there, so I don't know. As a man spareth his own son that serveth him, then shall ye return and what? And discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the most high and him that serveth him not. So it's a discernment, all right? Anyway, with that, I went a little long. I could have gone longer, but I'm going to take a break. Shalom.